No Right Turn by Trueman. When Jordan came home from school one afternoon, him and his dad had a puzzling conversation. He didn't really know what was going on. His dad seemed to be in an odd mood, but he went upstairs anyway. And he heard a gunshot, and he knew his father had killed himself. He ran downstairs and tried to do CPR, but it was useless. 3 years later, Jordan is 16 years old and still trying to avoid thinking about the terrible day that happened. Everyone but him seems to be moving on. He's become a total zombie, and he's all numb and doesn't have any friends, and except for this one strange kid, redhead kid named Wally. And he doesn't do any sports anymore. And no one talks to him really, and doesn't talk to anybody except for Wally occasionally, and tries to do as little speaking in class as possible. His mother starting to date again. She goes out on a date with Dawn. Goes out on a date with Dawn, the neighbor, who has a really cool Corvette. And the car slowly starts to bring Jordan back to life from the first time he rode in it with Dawn, trying to bond, I guess, and it was crazy because it was so fast and it was thrilling, and he helps Dawn with car maintenance, like polishing it and all that, and then they take it to an auto show, and Jordan, eventually, he plans to steal the car at night when Dawn isn't home, when Dawn's at work, because his work is way out of town on Wednesdays only. So on his first trip out, he's really feels kind of scared and anxious, and while he's all out and about driving, he sees this girl on the side of the road, Becca, a gorgeous cheerleader who loves his car. And then soon after the guilt passes, it becomes really easy for Jordan to take the car out all the time. And then he realizes that the thrill that he's been feeling when he's speeding around the curves and driving down the road is the first emotions he's experienced in 3 years. And now the feelings he has for Becca as they see more of each other starts to make him feel less zombified too. And he just doesn't know if Becca really likes him for himself or for the car, which really isn't his. And then eventually Jordan has to pay the price for all these thrills, and he has to confess because he gets caught one day, obviously. But maybe getting caught is just what he needs to help him start recovering from the shock of finding his lifeless father.